Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Chelsea against Brighton. I think Chelsea have found a new formula of trying to go down to 10 men every week and seeing if they can still try to win the Premier League. So far, it's not working out for them. Hopefully, they can get their act together. But we've got lots to talk about in this game. I want to show you a little bit here about Moise Caicedo here, right? So there's this thing in football where you can make space by standing still, and that's one of the great things that he's able to do here. He's basically standing still. Whereas everyone else runs and pressures the ball, all he's doing is really just standing there, and he makes an absolute worldie of a pass because of it. So he's got his little space. The ball's getting rotated. As we'll move it forward, boom, there we go. Look, he started it, moved it to there, moved it back. The player that was with him is just running around like a headless chicken, over pressuring the ball for no reason. He was told to pressure the ball by his coach at some point and not understand why and where to go. So this space has been opened up because he's chasing the ball like a 5-year-old. That is the thing in the Premier League now. We run around chasing the ball and not really understanding how pressure pockets are developed, how we're supposed to do it as a team and a unit. And people, they've heard this thing, pressure the ball. Yeah, great. The forward press. Yeah, but there's reasons you do it, and you don't leave a pocket in centre midfield like this exposed, because when you run forward doing it, right, so normally what you would do is whoever this player is here, you've got two things you do with them. Either you have them right on the end of the line and they ignore pretty much everything, so they're always your out ball to go in behind, okay? If they're not doing that, what you normally do is you have them sitting on this player here. The reason why you do that is because then they can't dictate the play, they can't pass the ball around and control the game. All right, you basically take their the pivot or the defensive midfield or whatever nonsense words you want to use out of the game, because you've got a player basically shutting off the passing lanes. If he starts running around and pressuring the ball, it opens up for this player in the middle of the park here to dictate the game. So as the ball drops, look, you can see he's on the wrong side, can't tackle him, can't pressure him, and Caicedo moves ever so slightly to the side just to use that space. All because he's overpressured the ball where he doesn't need to, could have just sat and held. And that's one of the key things about modern football is the complete lack of understanding of when to go and when not to go. They saw years ago Klopp and Pep doing these pressure systems, but it was structured. There's a reason behind it, and they don't let certain things happen. You can pressure as long as you're not letting the middle of the park be exposed, so someone can get on the ball, turn, and this is a worldie. Honestly, it's a worldie. You can see now he's jogged a little bit over. He's getting back goal side. But this ball goes straight through there. It's an absolute worldie of a pass. Dumph, goes right through, splits everybody. Just a simple runner on the outside. Now, I'm a huge believer of when you've got your heels on the touchline, you can always run in from little balls like this, or we can play it to your feet. It makes a difference. Remember, it's touchline, not 1 yard off the touchline, not 2 yards off the touch, on the touchline. It pulls and makes spaces for passes to happen. That is a difference maker. Absolutely brilliant. And there's always this thing, it's the other side. So if the ball's coming down one side, you've got to be defending the other side. Look at how far the separation is there. Look at how much space. Just want to pull it back and show you, though. They're almost neck and neck. And this is the difference of the desire that somebody wants to score a goal and not really going to defend, but I'm going to make it look like I kind of am. And when the cross is coming over, you can see the difference there and the separation there. It's one of these things in football, like I was talking about it the other day, the difference of 5 minutes. So if you take a whole game, and if you're a player, there's 5 minutes when you're the different levels you can tell of a player. About like a championship level player or lower level Premier League player will switch off for 5 minutes in a game. It's not for 5 minutes from like the 50th minute to the 55th minute, which sometimes happens. It's this 5 minutes of time, this amalgamation, and it's little snippets. It's 3 minutes here, it's 2 seconds there, it's 15 seconds there, it's a throw in that's 7 seconds, and you switch off. He switched off for about maybe 10 seconds of not thinking that the runner's going to go, and he hasn't got back quite quick enough, so his body shape isn't quite back far enough, his shape isn't quite right, and all of a sudden, when this cross comes in, he gets punished for it. That's the real difference. Bump, great little cross. To be fair, he almost misses that. That's a glancing little header. And let Chelsea go 1-0. And this is another angle I just want to show you here. Right, so this is one of those other things as well that bad, stupid football people talk about. He's irrelevant. The ball's on the other side of the field. You mark what's in front of you. That player there. Okay? If you don't want to mark him, you get him back to do that, and you go out wide over here. You cannot let a runner go through the middle and not track that run. You can see that he's blatantly watching him, and he doesn't get there quick enough. It doesn't think it's appropriate, just switches right off. That happens all the time in the Premier League because they get confused about this player out here. This player cannot receive the ball because they do not have the Starship Enterprise that can beam the ball up and drop it over here. It has to travel. So when that ball travels, what happens is, if you're the defender, as it's traveling, you can go over and close it. So if you're running over here with him, as that ball starts playing over, you can tell if it's a lofted ball and it's going towards him, you can close that space. So you don't care about it. You only care about the space in front of you, and defending that there doesn't do it. So I talk a lot about body shape, and there's so much to body shape in football, by the way. Because if you're facing the right, like I use this analogy all the time, don't listen to people that say, play the way you're facing. They don't understand what they mean. You need to face the way that you want to play, and then you can play the way you want to face. Sorry, you face the way you want to play, then you can play the way you're facing. Here's a problem. Shoulders, which way can he go? He can only really go that way because his shoulders, see these shoulders here, they should be flat along this line here so he can see the whole of the field. Then he can receive the ball on his foot, any foot, go whichever way he wants, outside the left, inside of the right, and make a pass. He's shutting off all of the field, well, half the field, should I say, because that's where his shoulders are. So he's shutting off all this space behind him. So when he takes this first touch, which is appalling, it's because his body shape isn't correct. He's not in the right place to receive a ball. So, boom, watch this, dumph. Now he gets sent off. Because of that first touch, because his body shape is wrong, and that touch there, he gets sent off. That's it. That's the reason why. He's not back properly. He could have been even two yards further deeper. Get wide and deep to receive that pass. Take 2 steps, and then he can just step forward onto the ball. These are simple things. What's happening in football, though, and I've mentioned this quite a bit. I'll be mentioning it on my live stream. Join us on Monday night at 8 o'clock. What's happening is, a lot of coaches are coming out, these ex-professionals and stuff, and they're not real coaches. So they don't know how to coach a simple thing as a first touch because they've never had to coach it. They're coaching things like dynamic pressure pockets and overlapping runs and all these things. They don't know anything about the technical side of the game of how it enables you to create that dynamic run or create that overload or create that overlap. Well, it's all body shape and place, how the players are actually facing and where they're actually stood. That's huge. That enables you to one touch pass the ball around your team, do loads and loads of things. If your body shape isn't right, you're going to get caught out. Now, I also know this from coaching for all those many years. A lot of players don't actually do the basics correctly because they never had to. They've always been the biggest, strongest, fastest player. So they could get away with being facing the wrong way or doing the wrong thing or having a little bad first touch. I'll tell you one who's notoriously bad for it is Kylian Mbappe. His first touch is awful, but he's so much bigger, stronger and faster than you, he gets away with it. Before you're even there, he's had a second touch and a third touch because he's a monster of an athlete. And what happens is some of these athletes aren't monsters and athletes, so when they make wrong decisions or bad touches like this, they get punished, and they never really have before. So they didn't think it was a priority or a problem. At this point, though, all the Chelsea players got to do is play the ball. He's too busy fighting, trying to hold him off instead of just playing the ball. Just play it to keeper. Job's done. Play it to keeper. Everyone's happy. You're happy, and you don't get sent off. Well, as we know, it's not him that gets sent off. It's his teammate. Doesn't matter. Same thing. You're all one. One person gets sent off. You all get sent off. Right. So it's clearly a goal scoring opportunity. Now, I didn't cover this in the Man United breakdown where I thought for the penalty, he didn't get a red card, and he should have, because there was a penalty. And I'm still in this mindset is you can't give someone a red card and a penalty because of the double jeopardy rule. That doesn't exist anymore, apparently. So, but obviously this isn't that situation. This is just a red card. He's going in on goal scoring opportunity. He's got to go. Is it a foul? Well, you should be the judge. I believe that's a foul. Yes, 100% he's got to go. All because of his teammate can't play a ball, doesn't have a good first touch, doesn't understand positioning, doesn't understand many things really, and he's put himself in a bad situation, and he owes you a pint, mate, because that's terrible. You've got to take a red card because he's awful. Just go back to this little challenge here as well, because I want to add another little caveat. The reason he's going down is because he's trying to play for a foul, and that happens a lot in football. People are trying to play for fouls instead of playing the game. He's hoping the ref comes to save him because he's a defender and someone's hassling for the ball. He doesn't, and he gets punished for it. If he just played football, football wins. Play football. Okay, I like this cross, and I'll explain to you why. So think of these two players. They're playing a little 1v1 battle, right? If you draw a line... Oh, my God. Let's see if I can draw a line properly. That's their ground. That's his. That's his there. If you keep the ball on your side here, he can't tackle you, right? He has to step across the line. The minute he steps across that line, his balance isn't right, and you can go behind him. Okay, so he can't afford to step across that line to pressure the ball. So you want to keep the ball on this side of the line. Well, how do you do that? Watch this. Dump, flick. Do you see if you kept that line there? It's on his side. He can't get over and defend it in any way, shape or form now, so he can put the ball across. But when we're crossing the ball, have a look. Completely unmarked. We've got two Chelsea players. I don't know where this guy's running to the front post here, because there's no player. There's my little 3D printer going blah, 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 blah. No Chelsea player, a Brighton player making a run for the front post here. So he's going to cover the front post for some reason or another. Look, boom, 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 boom. And there's a player completely and utterly unmarked. Great cross, great header. Yeah, overall, decent goal. Smashes it in. Well done. To me, this is so strange. Look at the Chelsea, right? They've got so many, two players here, two unmarked players here. It's like they've got bunches of people. They're all trying to play an offside trap line for some reason, and it's just not working. I don't know what they're doing here, but here's a clue. There's a bunch of Brighton players, and if you want to mark one, it'll be better than standing still and holding hands. So when this cross comes, not only do some of the Chelsea players stand back up here where they were, unmarked. It's just... I don't know, you've got 10 men, you're supposed to be defending your box, and they just went, well, no, we're just going to sit together in a little group. Look, you can throw a little blanket over them all right here, blah, 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 and not bother doing anything. Little header back, two players unmarked in the box. Well, you could have been all picking up a man here when you're on the 18-yard box, and everybody had a role, but you didn't do that. Instead, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, loads of Chelsea players. You've got enough bodies there. Plenty of bodies. It's just no one's doing any job. No one's doing anything. So that comes down to probably leadership at the back. There's no one taking ownership and responsibility of marking players. And they just capitulate and collapse. Again, okay, this is like under nines football. Honestly, this is that bad. So many things wrong with what's happening right here. The weight of the pass isn't good enough. That's what's giving him the sniff to come in and come in here. Not only is that wrong, look at his body shape again. Where is he facing? He can only play the ball that way. He's cut off this side of the field. And unless he's going to use a bit of skill and hope that he can beat the player with a bit of skill and not get tackled and just them instantly score. So he can't afford to do that. He has to play the way he's facing. So what did he need to do? He needed to face the way he wanted to play. So he needed to be back about here, shoulders here, facing this way, so he could see the whole field. He's not. His shoulders are here, and he's facing this way. That's where he can go. That's it. And bearing in mind, watch the weight of this pass as it's trickling towards him. Look, he's standing still, waiting for it. Now, not only again is his first touch not good enough, he's only got one option right now. Get rid of that ball. Either put it into there or put it out. Get rid of it, because you are going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. You've got two players on you and no line of sight to anyone except for maybe, I think this is to Caicedo here. Absolutely shocking. Boom. Oh no, he rolls it with another terrible pass. Again, look at the body shape. Look at his weight distribution on his feet. Right? He can't do anything because he's leaning on that foot. When he receives this ball, right, he can't do anything. He has to take another touch and then do something. So think about this. He's receiving all he's doing is running. So he gets to step. As he steps, he's receiving the ball, right? So that's one for him, right? As he steps again, he's looking to pass it, but he's already there on him. So he gets 2 goes and he gets 2 goes. His 2 goes will be on top of him, and his 2 goes, he will not be able to pass the ball. Look, boom, stop, going to pass it, and he's already there. It's too late. And remember, look at what he's had to do. He's had to turn because his body shape isn't facing the right way. None of his momentum is taking him in the right direction at all. Loses the ball because it's just awful. He's not ready for it either. He thinks, oh, we're in trouble. They're going to clear it. And they haven't. It's all so poor. It's so poor and it's so disjointed. Simply wins the ball, knocks it into Danny Welbeck. I'm a big fan of Danny Welbeck. I got this soft spot for players that, I don't know, that should have had a great career, has had a couple of injuries here and there, and they're still going, the old war horses, they're still getting some goals, and they're still, a vital part of certain teams. Do love them. Simple ball in, though. Dom, and can he finish it? Yeah, he can. But that's completely and utterly a goal of their own creation there. Brighton haven't scored on Chelsea. Chelsea have let them score or given them the goal. So that is a criminal thing, to me, in football. The other team can score on you, that's fine, because that happens. You can deal with that. But when you blatantly give the other team a goal because everything you've done is wrong, the pass from the keeper, the weight is wrong, out to the right back or right whoever that's playing at that moment, his body shape is wrong. He shouldn't have been receiving it. He stitches up his teammate in the middle with a terrible pass that he should never have played to him. Teammate in the middle wasn't ready for it. He knocks it to the centre midfielder who's not ready for it. There's so many individual mistakes there, you wouldn't even know where to start. It'd just be like, well, yeah, we're not doing that again, boys. And bonk into the net box. Yeah, Chelsea have got some issues there at the back, and it's not just because they're always going down to 10 men. But other than that, join us on our late night Monday light showy thingy on, at 8 o'clock. Join our Patreon, and you can see a lot of stuff for free. I've done a couple of full match breakdowns. They will be getting better. They're only about 4 out of 10 at the moment because I'm just kind of... not doing them like I would do them professionally. I'm doing them like I'm just kind of having fun on YouTube. So look out for them there. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.